Hello everybody, hi, welcome back to the course, and today our topic is communication and introduction. This is the second lecture in the series of 40 on employment communication, a lab based course, and let's move ahead. So, my objectives during the course of this half an hour will be to introduce you to communication by first of all speaking about the importance of communication. Then we define communication. We have a short discussion on how good a communicator are you. Then we move on to types of communication, and then the components or the elements or the segments or the parts of communication. Moving further now, we will also cover 6 crucial characteristics of communication, models of communication. Then we will cover the functions of communication, and coming to the present day scenario, we will be talking about communication or communicating in a digital age. To conclude, we will have a short summary of the entire presentation. So, at the outset, I wanted to show you a short video, maybe a humorous one, and then we can relate it to the topic under consideration today. So, let's watch the video. So, I think that was very communicative, and it communicated, I believe, to my bare minimum understanding, 2 messages to you. First is you. Remember, the center of the universe is you. All communication begins with you. And therefore, you are the center of the universe, you are the center of communication, and you must decide how good a communicator you can be. So, all of us are in fact endowed, all of us are blessed, all of us are gifted, all of us already have the 4 communication skills, listening, speaking, reading and writing. The point is how to develop them. How to be a better and better communicator day after day, so that you have success in both your personal and your professional lives. And the second aspect is communication is always dyadic, one on one, one on many, and also you and yourself. So, there is always a second aspect, there is also something outside you. If I have said you are the center of the universe, you are the center of communication, there is this other half which is beyond you, without you. So, communication involves bridging a bridging a common area, bridging this gap between you and the other. Even, to a certain extent, we don't know ourselves. And therefore, in Hindu philosophy, they talk about the Atma Bodha, self-knowledge. So first that, in communication, the most imperative point is point number 1, which I learned from the short funny video, was first know yourself as a communicator. And the second is know the other and then bridge. Make a bridge. Make an attempt to unite with the other, to have commonality with the other, because the entire thrust, the crux of communication is this commonality, this commonness between you and the other. So let's move ahead. I believe that if we have decided that we will improve our effectiveness as communicators, there are 2 things to be done. First, that we become actively involved in the study of communication, and therefore this course. As I have said in my previous lecture, in this course titled Employment Communication, a lab-based course, I have reserved at least 1/3 of the 40 lectures to developing your communication skills, so that you don't fail when the opportunity comes for you to express, to assert, and to stand up in the crowd as an effective communicator. So there is a need to become actively involved in the study of communication, by which I mean that you develop your skills and attitudes you already possess. Try to find out where your weakness lies. Cover them up. Develop your strengths as a communicator. And the second is 3 short words, but very powerful and very motivating, I think very inspirational. This is a dialogue of the Wizard of Oz to Dorothy in the movie The Wizard of Oz. I hope you have seen it, but if not, you must see it, The Wizard of Oz. And there, the Wizard of Oz says to Dorothy, believe in yourself. So the first point here is be actively involved, which means no dilly-dallying, no delaying, no giving yourself false assurances that you are working on your communication skills and the core areas which need to be developed. And the second is believe in yourself. Have confidence in yourself that you will become an effective communicator, a better communicator, and therefore, in the end, in conclusion, a successful human being. So let's come to the definition of communication. And if we go to the etymological origin of the word communication, communication in fact originates from the Latin verb communicare, which means to make common. There are 2 more similar words in Latin language from which this word might have its meaning as well. The first is communitas, which is again to make common, and the second one is this one here, communicare. If you study the spelling of both these words, communitas, C-O-M-M-U-N-I-T-A-S, and this one which is on the slide, communicare, can you tell me 3 alphabets in both these words which stand for to make common, which is to make one? If there are 2 parties and you make common something between them, you make one, O-N-E. And it's very easy, the answer. If you observe here, the 3 alphabets are U-N-I. The 3 alphabets are U-N-I, which means to make one. And in the first point here, it is stated that it is deliberate or even accidental transfer of meaning. We call it accidental because we are in fact referring in this part of the definition to non-verbal communication. As I said in my introductory slide on introductory talk, in one of the slides on employment communication, a lab-based course, lecture number 1, I did say that non-verbal communication cannot be hidden. It's something which you have to expose. You can try as much as you can, but it is part of your behavioral pattern. It's part of your innermost nature, and therefore that is something which you cannot hide. Let's come to the third point here. Communication is also the deepest core of our human selves. If you talk about yourself as a biological human being, as Homo sapiens sapiens, you have certain characteristics, you have certain functions, you have certain, biological mechanisms going on inside you, which are the characteristics of a human being, or that, let us say in general, a living organism. Let's say I am talking about respiration, circulation, excretion, digestion, and so on and so forth. Now, if you talk about these shun terms, TION terms, they end with TION, I would mention that communication is the deepest among all those. Communication is as important, if not more important, than all those biological characteristics which define you, which characterize you as a human being. Communication is the foremost. And then we come to one of the points I would like to specify right here, that there is no situation where you cannot communicate. Even if you believe that you are not communicating, in fact, it's a total lie. There can be no situation where you are not communicating. Even when you are sleeping, even when you are resting, even when you are not doing, you are in fact communicating. And I will come to examples of this statement later on in this lecture. Now there is a question which first of all we pose to ourselves. Let's ask ourselves, how good a communicator am I? Where do I stand? And in this context, let's begin with one simple small assurance to ourselves, and that is a confidence building measure. Let's begin with this thought, a positive thought. We can all improve. And therefore, we move on to the next topic, which is types of communication. The first one here is you and your thoughts. As I said, when you are sleeping and having dreams, when you are resting, not doing anything physical or mental as such, just, lying down on the sofa or the couch or the bed and lazing around in general, as we say. It is intrapersonal communication in action, because it's you and your thoughts. Communication with yourself. Number 2, or the second one, is interpersonal communication between two persons, that is between two persons, and that is called the relationship level of communication. Because let's take each one of us individually. As individuals, we have our lives on two planes. The first is the personal level, where you for one may be the son or daughter or uncle or aunt or sister or brother or whatever to your family members. And the second, more important, for which we are here, for which the course, Employment Communication, a lab-based course, is the professional level, number 2. And in the professional sphere as well, in the workplace as well, you have interpersonal communication in action, because you are related to your boss as a subordinate. You have those who work with you on the same level, that is your peers, and you have those who work for you, the support staff. So we have the relationship level of communication at the workplace. Next we come to group communication, number 3. This third type of communication is that of interaction within a limited number of persons. The group, if you define, even 3 is a group, even 2 is a group, more than 1 is a group. So let's say a 2-membered family, a 3-member family is a group. Let's say a village which has 3 households, 4 households, 5 households is a group. Let's say a factory with 100 workers is a group. But whatever, there is a limit to the number of persons. The fourth one here is public communication. This fourth type of communication is communication designed to inform or persuade audience members. On one level, we can think of it as the advertisements we see on audio, video, other means of communication, placards, boards, across the street, beyond the street, above houses, hoardings. These are communication designed to inform or persuade the audience members, that is, those who see those advertisements are informed about the plus points or the unique selling points of a product, and therefore it is intended to persuade us to purchase or to buy or to use that product. The second type of public communication is that, let us say in general example, the lecture of a class teacher, the speech of a political person, so on and so forth. Wherever one person is communicating to a public and trying to do two things, or one of the two, which is firstly providing information, secondly trying to persuade. The fifth one now, the fifth type of communication is online or machine assisted communication, where you cannot function without machine, and therefore the title of this type of communication, machine assisted communication and online. This is the building of relationships using computers and internet in an age where the social media has so much of impact on our personal and professional lives. It is very easy for you to understand. Of course, you do understand that this is a reference to the way in which we build our social networks, WhatsApp, WeChat, so on and so forth, Facebook, Twitter are few of the examples. Then we come to mass communication, and this is defined as transmission of messages which may be processed by gatekeepers prior to their being sent to large audiences through a channel of broad diffusion. This particular NPTEL lecture series is an example of that. I think the best example of that. Let's move ahead to the components of communication. There are in fact 8 components of communication, and these are the essentials of communication. We call them essentials of communication because these are the elements, these are those parts of communication which are present in each and every communication scenario or communication event, communication interaction. The first is people, and this itself has 2 parts. One is the sender. There are other ways by which you could in fact label this term. Sender is also called an encoder. Sender is also called the communicator, communicator. It means the one who initiates or starts the communication process as such. And we use the term encoder because the encoder is encoding a message. Since language is a coded structure, the encoder thinks and then puts his thoughts in a code, which the decoder or the listener or number 2, which is the receiver. The receiver is also known as the decoder, and the receiver is also known as the communicatee, communicatee. So, communicator and communicatee, encoder and receiver. And sending can be done, or communication can be initiated by speaking and writing, that is S and R. On the other hand, if you come to the recipient, the second part of the people in communication, that is the recipient, can receive the message by listening or reading, that is R and L. And therefore, LSRW, that is the 4 communication skills, have both encoding and decoding going on at the same time. So, let us move further to number 3. We have called this number 3, and that is message, because we are thinking of people, that is number 1, as consisting of 2 parts. So, we can number message as number 3. Message is what is being shared, what is being made common between 1 and 2 or more, and the theoretical term for this is message. Message is the content value of the communicative act, what is being made common. Number 4 is channel or the mediums through which a message is sent. And we have a common answer to this, what is channel? We call them the 3 V's of communication: visual, verbal and vocal. We call them 3 channels by which communication can be enacted or be made: the visual, the verbal and the vocal channels. Then we come to noise, and noise is defined as anything which is interfering or damaging or distorting the ability to send and receive the message. So, noise can exist in the sender or the encoder or the communicator, and noise can also be, in the receiver or the recipient or the decoder or the communicatee, as we have already told you. And noise is of 3 types. We call them the 3 P's of noise. The first is the physical noise, noise in the physical sense of decibels. Suppose 2 people are communicating and there is a noise outside, a loud noise, a thump or a bomb or something dropping or a loud explosion, anything which has to do with the oral component of noise as such, that disturbs the communication process. P number 2 is physiological noise. If you are not feeling well, if your human physiognomy, if physiologically there is some issue or something negative with you, then that in fact vitiates, it spoils the communication scenario and communication will not be smooth sailing. Then we have the third P of noise. The third P is psychological noise. It is the noise within your temples. It is the noise in your mind. It is the noise of thoughts inside you. It is called also, in simple terms, an example can be demotivation. An example can be lack of interest. An example can be total disillusion with what is going on. So, I have given you 3 examples: lack of interest, demotivation and total lack of interest, disillusionment, let us say. And when these 3 mental issues or these 3 mental variants are in you, then communication is again not smooth sailing. There are problems, there are hiccups, and what will happen is what we call miscommunication. That communication is not exact or near perfection. Then we come to number 6 is context. Context is the background. It is the setting across or in the context of which the communication event is unfolding. So, there are 2 types of context. And to put it in very simple terms, the first type of context is formal and the second is informal, and that needs no explanation. Then we come to the 7th component of communication, and that is feedback. Feedback is defined as information returned to the message source. So, the communicator the communicatee, a message between them, and feedback is the return trip. Feedback is what is returned from communicatee to communicator. And there are two types of feedback. The first feedback is that which enhances the response, and the second is that which extinguishes, which is negative type of response. Let's come to two more types of feedback. One is the internal response, that is you and your thoughts. You are thinking something about yourself. So you think something and think something else, or whatever response you give to yourself, feedback you give to yourself. And the second is external feedback. You ask others, how was I? Can you comment something? Can you give me some more advices? So this is the external feedback or the external response. And this eighth and the last component of communication is effect, or what is in simple terms called product. Now we have all these 8 components and it has to yield something. And that is called the effect. So the principles of communication are 6. Communication is dynamic, it is unrepeatable and irreversible, and it is affected by culture, ethics. It is based on your competence, and that is why I said that there is a need for us to reassure ourselves that we can increase our competence in communication. And in an age when we are driven by media and technology, communication is increasingly getting impacted by media and technology. There are models of communication, and if you search and if you have read, you will get several models of communication. But one which I like, or one which is very simple to understand, is Gamble and Gamble's model of communication. It is in the form of a circle, and it is that which says that sending and receiving responsibilities are shared by the communicators. Communicator, communicatee, communicatee, communicator, so on and so forth. This is the model as such. The sender or the receiver has noise within him or her. The sender or the receiver, because they are interchanging roles, uses a channel to transmit the message to the other. And if they are changing roles, then this one now becomes the sender or receiver and uses another channel to pass on the message and send it back to the source. And you see the noise is in 3 places: between the sender, it's in the receiver, and it's on both aspects of the message, whether on the onward journey or on the return journey. We move further, and we will give you this definition in more detail. Here there is the source or the encoder or the communicator or the sender sends a message after encoding it through a channel to the receiver, who now has to decode it and send a feedback to original source. This is against a context. This entire process is happening against a context, and in conclusion there is an effect or a product of these 7 components. What can communication do for you? In conclusion, communication can develop your understanding and insight about not only you, but the rest of the world, which doesn't have to do with you. And therefore, you understand this is the basic statement. We have to depend on communication even to develop that self-awareness of ourselves. Why do we communicate? Moving further to functions of communication, the first is that we need to have meaningful relationships, and therefore we communicate. There is a need within all of us, each one of us, to be included, to be in control, and to search or look for affection. The need for inclusion is the need for social contact in present day, or the time from which communication began as a human means of human life and interaction. The need for control, all of us have at some time or the other felt a need to assess or to assert or to understand that we are capable and responsible and we are controlling some people or some persons, And the last and more important, it may be the last but it is the most important, is the human need to express and receive love. Then we come to influence and persuasion. We have certain experiences daily and throughout life, and our experiences with persuasion give us or grant each of us the chance or the opportunity to influence others, so that we may realize our own goals in the process as such. If you come to the present day scenario where we have so much impact of media and technology, they are totally changing, transforming the nature of our communication experiences. We have this term cyberspace, and cyberspace is the world in which we are living nowadays. It's the digital world of computers and online communication. More than half of the daytime we are spending with computers and online communication. To that extent is the impact of media and technology on communication events as such. This is causing us also to re-examine our relationships and redefine our notions of effective and meaningful communication. There are certain plus points, there are certain minus points, both positive and negative go together when media and technology impact communication. In a digital age, media content also influences our thoughts and feelings. To that extent, we also can say that if we have to perceive communication, media and communication are the filters and barriers through which we communicate. In summary, communication is the deliberate or accidental transfer of meaning. The essential components of communication are people, messages, channels, noise, context, feedback and effect. Communication is a dynamic process, and each event, each individual interaction is part of a series of intercommunicated communication scenario or event as such. Despite that, every communication experience is unique, unrepeatable and irreversible. It serves a number of essential functions. We have mentioned 3. And the last statement I would like to conclude with is believe in yourself. These are some of the references which I have used for the preparation of this lecture. Thank you and God bless you.